In a world of financial noise, let's find the signal. Welcome to Smart Money Sense, a stock that gains 40% in a single month. Revenue that shatters even the most optimistic forecasts. A technology so crucial it's become the lifeblood of the entire AI revolution. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. This is what's happening with Micron technology, ticker symbol MU right now. The stock has been on an absolute tear, leaving many investors asking one simple, crucial question. Did I miss the boat? Is this just another hype-fueled bubble, or are we witnessing the early stages of a fundamental reshaping of the $186 billion memory market? In this video, we're going to cut through that noise. We're doing a deep dive into the Micron stock AI potential. We'll break down the technology behind the surge, analyze the massive Q4 2025 earnings report, and give you the data you need to understand if Micron is a powerful signal or just more market noise. Stick around, because the story here is bigger than just one company. All right, let's start with the headline numbers, because they are truly staggering. On September 23rd, Micron reported its fourth quarter results for fiscal 2025. Wall Street was expecting a great quarter, but nobody was expecting this. Micron delivered revenue of $11.32 billion. To put that in perspective, analysts were hoping for around $11.15 billion. It might not sound like a huge beat, but in the world of semiconductors, precision matters, and Micron blew past the target. Even more impressive was the earnings per share, or EPS, which came in at $3.03, smashing expectations of $2.84. This wasn't a fluke. This was the culmination of a record-breaking year. For the full fiscal year, Micron pulled in $37.38 billion in revenue. This performance sent the stock soaring. In after-hours trading, shares jumped past $171, a new all-time high. But numbers on a screen are just that. Numbers. They don't tell you the story. To understand the why behind this explosion, we need to look beyond the balance sheet and into the heart of the world's most powerful computers. We need to talk about AI. If you've been following the AI boom, you've heard of NVIDIA and their powerful GPUs. Think of those GPUs as the brains of an AI model, but a brain, no matter how powerful, is useless without memory. It needs a way to access vast amounts of data at lightning-fast speeds. For years, traditional memory like the DDR5 RAM in your gaming PC was good enough. But AI models, especially large language models, are different. They are data-hungry monsters. Traditional memory became a bottleneck, like trying to drink a fire hose through a coffee straw. The AI brain was starving for data. Enter high bandwidth memory, or HBM. Imagine instead of a single-lane road to the brain, HBM builds a 16-lane superhighway. It stacks memory chips vertically, right next to the processor, creating an incredibly wide, fast, and efficient pathway for data. This is the technology that unlocks the true power of AI accelerators like NVIDIA's Blackwell chips. And this is where the Micron stock AI potential truly ignites. For a long time, this market was dominated by a South Korean company, SK Hynix. But Micron made a brilliant strategic move. They decided to largely skip a generation of HBM to focus all their resources on perfecting the next one, HBM3E. It was a massive gamble, but it paid off. They are now a key supplier to NVIDIA, and their HBM production for the next year is reportedly completely sold out. They didn't just join the party, they arrived with the rocket fuel. And that fuel is showing up in their earnings in a big way. By the way, if this explanation of HBM is making sense, and you're getting value from this breakdown, do me a quick favor and tap that like button. It's a small click for you, but it sends a huge signal to the YouTube algorithm that we're delivering quality insights, and it helps our community at Smart Money Sense grow. Thanks! Now, let's get back to the money. So, how much is this HBM boom actually worth to Micron? The company's filings give us a clear picture. Their cloud memory business unit, which includes HBM, generated $4.54 billion in revenue this quarter alone. Its gross margins were an incredible 59%. That's not just growth, that's hyper-profitable growth. But the real story is in the forecast. For the first quarter of fiscal 2026, Micron is guiding for revenue of $12.5 billion with gross margins expected to exceed 50%. That's over $1 billion in sequential revenue growth. They are telling the market, this isn't a one-time pop. This is the new baseline. The global HBM market is projected to be worth over $11 billion in 2025, and it's expected to keep growing at a rapid pace. Micron has publicly stated its goal is to capture about 25% of that market. If they succeed, we are talking about a multi-billion-dollar-a-year business that barely existed for them 18 months ago. This is the core of the bull case for the Micron stock AI potential. But Micron doesn't operate in a vacuum. They are in a brutal, competitive landscape. The memory market is essentially an oligopoly, dominated by three giants: Micron, SK Hynix, and Samsung. For years, they've been locked in a fierce battle for market share. As we mentioned, SK Hynix was the early leader in HBM, and they still hold the largest market share, estimated at around 70%. Samsung, the world's largest memory maker overall, was caught a bit flat-footed, but is now investing billions to catch up. So where does that leave Micron? They currently hold about a 20 to 25% share of the HBM market. While that makes them number two, they have a few unique advantages. First, they are the only major memory manufacturer based in the United States. In an era of geopolitical tensions and a push to secure tech supply chains, that is a significant strategic asset. Second, their agility has been proven. By focusing on HBM3E, they leapfrogged the competition in performance for a time, securing those crucial design wins with NVIDIA. Now they're already shipping samples of the next generation, HBM4, to customers. This isn't a market where one company wins and the others lose. The demand for AI is so immense that there is room for all three to thrive. The question for investors is, who is best positioned to capture the most profitable growth? Micron has made a very compelling case that they are a serious contender, not just a distant third place. This brings up a really interesting debate. Who do you think will win the HBM war? The established leader SK Hynix, the giant Samsung, or the agile challenger Micron? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'm genuinely curious to see what our community thinks. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on these conversations. So, we come back to the big question. After a 40% run in a month, is it too late to invest in Micron? Let's look at what the experts on Wall Street are saying, and then talk about the risks. The sentiment is overwhelmingly bullish. Wedbush, Susquehanna, and Rosenblatt have all set price targets of $200 per share. Barclays is at $175 and TD Cowen is at $180. Out of 29 analysts covering the stock, 24 have a buy rating, 5 have a hold, and 0 have a sell rating. One of the most interesting arguments is valuation. Even after its massive rally, Micron trades at about 20 times its estimated earnings for 2025. Compared to other hot AI stocks, that's considered relatively inexpensive. However, no investment is without risk. The semiconductor industry is notoriously cyclical. What happens if the AI infrastructure build-out slows down? Or if competitors flood the market with HBM, causing prices to fall? These are real possibilities. The NAND memory market, used in smartphones and PCs, remains weak, which could be a drag on overall profitability. This is why understanding the Micron stock AI potential is not about blind optimism. It's about weighing the incredible, verifiable growth driven by AI against the inherent risks of the semiconductor market. The opportunity is clear, but the path forward will likely be volatile. So that's the clarity behind Micron's incredible quarter. It's a story of strategic foresight, technological innovation, and being in the right place at the right time to fuel the AI revolution. The numbers are real, the demand is undeniable, and the Micron stock AI potential is one of the most compelling narratives on Wall Street today. Now you have a clearer picture of MU. But I want to know what you think. Leave a comment below with your biggest question or takeaway from this analysis. And if you're ready for the next topic, click here to watch Other Breakdown. Finally, subscribe to join the conversation and help us continue making finance make sense. See you in the comments.